Yo, what's going on, everybody? Right now, we're running one of our calls that we do where we show you how to call buyers and sellers live. So you guys know that I know how to talk to people. And I ain't BSing you. And let's call I got a deal that I want to run by one of my buyers. So I got to tell my VAs real quick that I'm going live. And pretty much that's it. So give me a second. Got to hit up my boy AJ. Let's see, AJ, I'm going live at AJ. Going live. Boom. All right, let's do it. We're gonna call some sellers, and hey, I'm gonna share my screen with you, Christopher, so you can kind of see what I'm looking at when I call people. All right, you ready to get it, brother?
Cool.
Before I call anyone, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for me, Christopher, about talking to buyers, talking to sellers, how to go through that?
No, not at all. Not yet.
All right, let's give him a call. Let's call Jared. See if he answers. All right, guys, this is a guy that I met on when I was in Vegas shooting funding face off, and he buys where I have some deals. So we're gonna ask him about the deal that I sent him.
This is Jared. How can I help you?
Jared, it's Nathan. How are you doing?
Hey, good. How are you doing, Nathan?
Good. You good? Or are you busy right now?
No, I'm good. So I guess the appointment was I moved my other appointment.
Well, I appreciate that you doing that for me. So yeah, let's kind of dive into this deal. You said that did you go and walk it, or did your agent just go and see it, or what ended up happening?
Yeah, so my agent went and looked at the property for me and had pulled up some comp, and then I went ahead and just did what's called a remote budget. So the numbers I was just kind of scrutinizing them, and I was going to try to head down and take a look at the property.
Okay.
So I could get a dial in on whether or not the repair budget I put together remotely is spot on or not.
Okay.
So there's a couple things. The photos were real good. It told me kind of what was going on with the property. So I can see it needs all new windows. I'm trying to decide if I needed a breaker box and furnace, and so without those photos being there and the condition it's in, that's the one thing I'm checking on. The other was the main service disconnect on this particular property. So it looks to me like the wires are cut, and I know it's got a solar system on it.
Right.
So if that line's cut, I got to run in a new meter base, and if I bring in, I got to pull license to get that done because I got to run the new line from the new meter base out to the telephone pole.
Right.
So permits are going to have to be pulled, and that means they'll probably make me forcibly do the upgraded service panel, and then the electrical will be questionable, right? So then I
want to write that down and ask the seller. So what's the concern is you're seeing that some of the lines are cut, power lines are cut?
It looks like from the photo on the back of the property that was sent over, if you let's go ahead up here real quick. If you go to the shot of the back of the house,
okay.
I don't know if you have that stuff pulled up or if it's available to see it.
I can pull it up, but you can just tell me, and then I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, so there's a widescreen shot of the back of the house, and that widescreen shot back of the house where the sliding glass door is open, and that when I look over the top, I can see right by the mast or the chimney that's up there, the wires come down and touch the roof line, and I can't see where they go. Normally, those would be tunked and stretched out and brought from that meter base up, and then the meters pulled off the back.
Okay.
So to me, that means that the city or somebody has come in and pulled that. Now that brings two issues up for me as a buyer.
Okay.
One, I got to call the city and find out if this thing has a certificate of occupancy. Because the meter base being pulled isn't normal unless they've pulled maybe the CO, the certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
So that's one thing I'm checking out is whether or not that CO needs to be done. And then of course that line just laying there is the other issue. So I may have to pull permits, or maybe it has a CO, but for whatever reason, there's an electrical issue where they won't let them run that meter base because the power company has pulled the meter base, I'm assuming.
Okay.
And then with those lines kind of floppy in that photo, that's the bigger indicator to me.
Okay.
So, but based on that, I made a couple other assumptions. I've got to replace all the windows on this particular house. There's a little bit of a foundation settling problem on the front. So I don't know to what extent that is, so I'll have to just go walk that. But the chimney looks great on it. We got a whole, sheetrock on the whole interior and a skim coat throughout the entire house that I've got a budget for. we've got that fireplace in the front room that they've already walled in and removed. We'll just cover that up. So that would be the cheapest thing to get this back on the market. And
Okay.
then we've got a couple rooms with some sheetrock that needs to be replaced, and then all the acoustic ceiling panels in a couple of those rooms are going to come down. Whole new kitchen in order to update it to get it to where it will comp out and sell for the right amount. So the bathroom looks pretty decent. I can probably get away with keeping the shower tub on the one bathroom and the toilet based on what I can see. To
Right.
paint, flooring, and some other stuff. Looks like there's some electrical. There could just be sprinkler system stuff right out the front and connected in the laundry room. But it looks like the laundry room is overflowed a couple times, but it could just be their stuff. It also looks like there's a toilet in there, and that's probably where the water.
There is a toilet. There's a toilet in the basement in the laundry room. Yeah.
So this looks above ground, actually.
Yeah.
So there's in the laundry room, looks like there's a laundry, maybe half bath or something.
Yeah, that's
there.
what it is. It's the laundry room, half bath.
Yeah. So, but there's a bunch of holes in the wall, and that could be just some electrical issues and where they've run some wires in and out. It could be just cable, but it could also be just sprinkler system. So but the electrical looks okay. There's older windows, just that all of them have to be replaced throughout the house. The
Yeah.
sliding glass door looks like the homeowner did it, and I can see daylight behind that, and all that wood paneling in that back room. So that's all going to be stripped down and sheetrock.
Right.
And then looks like in order to meet code, I've got to run a little bit of electrical in that room and then fix some of the paneling so that we can get a three-way switch in there and have it in code. And then hopefully that sliding glass door is okay. Got a swamp cooler on it, and that swamp cooler, I'm assuming it's probably rusted out.
And just to kind of let you
so-
know, I think there's been some drug issues there too. So you might have to do like meth or drug remediation,
If I have to do meth remediation, then I got to add a little more to my budget.
which is
So-
fine. You know, pretty much what I'm doing is I'm getting your information. I'm gonna have to go back to the seller because, you know, what's happened is the seller's been at, you know, wanting 250 to just get beat up, and now she's down lower and lower. And I just need a firm offer to bring to her and be like, hey, you know, this is the reality. This is what's gonna happen. If you want to, you know, if you need to sell, if you want to sell, this is what we're gonna have to do it for, you know. And if I can negotiate it, then we're good. But, you know, her expectations are too high, right?
Yeah, I mean, interest rates are supposed to go up the next, like their Feds are now 3/4 of an interest rate, but they've got the seller financing, which helps kind of alleviate that.
Right.
So the only reason, and I was crunching some numbers on it.
Mhm.
So without remediation and just the remediation on one of my duplexes, with a little 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 850 square feet, I
Mhm.
think that cost me like 8 years ago. It ran me about $4,500. So
No
something
way.
This big.
That's a
Depending on-
lot. That's,
Yeah. So it'll probably run me, because this is higher square footage. A lot of the organic material's already gone, and so you have regular demo. But you can probably do it in a way that can keep it a little maybe lower, but it's bigger square footage. So
Yeah.
if you have to come in and remediate it, you're looking at, I'd say, at least 6,500 because it's bigger.
Yeah.
And depending on what extent. Now, as long as they weren't cooking in it, that's fine. And I would need to go there and physically. see it.
Yeah, I don't think maybe not cooking, but definitely probably smoking it, right?
Yeah, the health department on the one that they shut me down when they came in and did it, like when they do the test, they can do a 3-spot test, and you can get the health department to certify it as long as it doesn't have positive in those 3 areas.
Right.
The property, the guy told me, he goes, well, we test it. It's like having a football field. It depends on the county you're in.
Yeah.
If you found an aspirin the size of a football field, if they test it and it tests positive for that, then you'll have to do meth remediation.
That's frustrating.
So
Yeah.
the testing itself is 150, 200, depending on if it's a 3-spot check or if it's a 12-spot check. And the 12-spot check is actually more than even the, but I don't know what the current prices are. Last time I did it,
Okay.
around now.
Well, so let's kind of run your numbers real quick. I got my calculator. What did you have the ARV at? What did you feel like it was worth after you fix it up?
Around 340. So I've got about
Okay.
340,000. Now I don't have meth remediation in here,
Yeah.
but so at 340, realtors commissions on the resale are going to cost me about 20,000. I've got closing costs of about 8.5. I've got holding costs for about 6 months, covering the mortgage payment that's already there in place. for
6
about
months.
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So
Yeah.
you would, if you flip this, you would want no hard money. You'd probably want to be able to get them to finance it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only way, the only way this can even make any sense at all is if I carry their existing loan and make their mortgage payment.
Gotcha.
And I
Gotcha.
don't even think I budgeted in whatever the missing payments are in the rear on the offer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's 12. That's 12 to even make it current.
But all I'm telling you is what the most is I can pay.
Mhm.
So literally my overhead is realtor's commissions at 20 on the resale in 6 months. Closing costs, part of it when I buy it, part of it when I sell it, is about maybe 2.5%. So about 1% when I buy it and 1.5% when I sell it.
Okay. So
so
you're saying that's closing costs?
That'll be closing costs when I buy and resell.
So you budget 3%.
About 2.5
Okay. 2.5. Okay.
in that.
All right. Got it. I'm just writing down your info so I know what your what your criteria is. So when you sell a house, don't you, I mean, I know some agents that are able to do it for like 1% or like 2,500. So you pay the full 3% to, for a listing agent and a buyer's agent?
Property, if the property that's under commission, then your property will sit before anyone else buys it. And our market shifted.
Gotcha. So
our market,
yeah.
If you want to get a from Homey, then you can go ahead and bring them in and they will sell your property for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 less because they don't have any experience and you're only getting 1%.
Yeah, no, I just have so I don't use Homey. I have some brokers that I've networked with that are list my properties and they're good. They list them for like really cheap. So I didn't know if you who you used, or maybe I could connect you with them if you want to save some money on your commissions when not even on this deal, but in general.
Right, but I'm just saying, so there you go. So if this deal, so normally I always pay the realtor the commission if they bring me the deal, right? So
okay.
So in this case, there was no realtor that brought the deal, but it only changes the commission from it's about $6,000.
Yes.
So you go from a 4% relist commission to a 6% commission is $6,000. It goes from 20 at 4%. You're still at 13.6.
Yeah, 13.6. Yeah, no problem.
But it all adds up.
Okay, what did you have for the rehab?
So the rehab without methamphetamine is 76,000.
Yeah, I was right there with you on 76 on that one.
Squeezing those numbers, and that's based on kind of what I'm seeing, the hole in the wall and some other stuff in there. But
gotcha.
And I do stuff relatively cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can cover some extra stuff if I show up there because I got my own crews and I'm not paying retail for anything.
Gotcha. So I'm looking at this and all the numbers. I see that, if you did a cash purchase price or a purchase price at 210, it says you would make 22. Obviously I wouldn't get paid in that, but what were you were saying you would make $0 at what price? 227?
Well, yeah, if I'm using a 6%, my offer price on it is 228, and I didn't make a dime.
Okay, 228. That's what you said. 228. All right, so
228, but I don't make a dime, and so
that's what 6%, right?
That's what 6%.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
If we took this to one of your guys at 4, but I don't even know how those guys doing a 1% commission list? Is that what they're doing?
So it's one of my guys. His name's Nate Worth, and he's a broker, and he just does it for like $2,500, or he just likes working with me because I bring him deals. So I've actually even had him list other people's properties that I found, and he's just willing to do it, and he's good. So
all right, well that 4% works for that if he's a flat rate broker that's posted. So
yeah.
That gets us an offer that's a little closer, and then the problem is I need some type of agreement with him up front for the relist.
For sure. What
with my guys, and then I'm out.
Yes. So let me ask you this about the property. How much are you usually trying to make per deal? A flip for it to make sense for you to do it.
It actually depends on how much out of pocket expense I'm having to throw out.
Okay.
So in this case, this rehab. So because if I tie up all my money here on this project, then I have opportunity costs on other projects.
Of course, yeah.
So 22 grand is a little shy on this for the risk, right? Market shift, 0.25% interest rate. I just list the house for 667 and I've lowered the price down to 615. I still don't have it sold. So it's a $60,000 adjustment because market shift.
Yes, of course.
So, which means I could get I'd have my money tied up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Mhm.
Well, I'm holding it as a rental property after I completely renovated it and my renters destroy it.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the risk. So for me, I mean, I don't think I do. I mean, even if I went conservatively at like 9, I'm at 28,000, right? Within a market that's a little volatile.
Right. Right.
So if I did that with your commission, you're at 207, right?
Hmm.
And that's the most I could pay, but I haven't calculated the missing payment, right?
Yeah. The 12K. You had to make it current, right?
Right. So if I had to put in 12K to make it current, I'm at 195. Like, I don't know what their payoff is on this.
Yeah. So their
Right.
payoff is 181, and that pays off their
Okay.
solar. That pays off the lien that's on the property. Well, it's the grant on the property. So if we can get rid of the solar and assume that, and get rid of the and assume, just buy it on
But how much,
terms,
how much is that solar? Because I just
Eight-
have to pay that later.
eight-
All I'm just-
eight-
all I'm-
18K. 18K.
Okay. So that means there really is an $18,000 cost associated with that.
Hmm.
Like, it has to be paid at some point.
Right.
So
You,
it has to be paid sooner or later.
and you wouldn't want this as a rental, right? You're looking at this as a flip.
Well, I don't want to tie up $76,000.
Yeah.
On a flip and then hold on. I mean, there's other stuff I can make that money make more money.
Agreed.
I mean, I haven't really analyzed it as that. So, but I'll have to look at it.
I don't think it's a
standpoint.
good. I don't think it's a good rental. It's way too much money to put into it for a rental. I mean, you got to fix it up. You got to catch it up. You got to, it's just it doesn't make sense as a rental.
Right. So, but if I throw in that, like if I throw in the solar payoff,
Mhm.
have nothing to do with paying off the solar.
Right.
So if I wanted to make 28 grand and I pay 18 off on the solar and then I catch up their missing payments at 12, like the most I could pay for it would be 177,
I know.
which is
Yeah.
less than what they owe. And if I wanted to make nothing, I could pay 205.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I
for
literally
sure.
just wanted to do it for charity, then it's 205. With the solar of 18, and then the payoff on the missing payment at 12, and that doesn't even pay you.
I
right?
know.
You need-
Yeah.
you
I mean,
need to
on,
get paid for your.
I've been trying to rack my brain on how I can make this deal work because they're super motivated, right? But then you have the it's behind, so it's distressed, so you'd have to fix it up. So it's
The
really
18,
it's really
the
tough.
18 doesn't really come out until you go to resell it, right? Is it pop?
Yeah,
340?
yeah, it does not have to come. It doesn't have to come out. Like they were planning on their goal was to get a cash offer. Maybe she wanted 225, and then the payoff for everything is 181. And she was just hoping to do that, right? But then if you don't have them finance your flip, then you got to get hard money, and then the numbers are
So I'm
different.
not. All I really covered is 6 months worth of their interest payments. If I remember correctly, they're about $850.
Yeah, exactly.
So I figured $4,000 in payment plus another 12 for missing payment. That's $16,000 right there. But for me to tie up, because now I'm really tying up the total rehab cost on it of 76 plus another 12
Hmm.
plus whatever your fee is. So now I'm putting down 100 grand to make 20 grand.
Yeah, it's not really worth it, is it?
The cash on cash and the risk with the amount of work that it is a little trickier, right? So,
Yeah, for sure.
And so, I can kind of we're already approaching the most creative that you can get, right? So you just, the 18,000 has to come out on the resale because there's a lien against the property for the solar company. They're gonna
Yes,
get their
yes,
money one way or the other. The only
exactly.
way they won't get their money is if it's bought or sold at auction.
Right,
right?
or bankruptcy too, right?
Bankruptcy maybe, but with a lien against the house, they may be able to remove it. They may not.
Right. Well, I
So-
meant, so it sounds to me like the play of doing this property as a rental is out. It just requires too much down. It's got to be a cash purchase, but it's so low, because of having to catch it up and all that. It's probably not even worth. It sounds like she's pretty much just underwater, to be real.
Gee, very well, maybe. I mean, I can crunch the numbers. If I go over there and take a look at it, I mean, I can kind of walk it. So the other thing is the main service disconnect. So if I've got to drop in, I can analyze it from a rental. I'd have to go look at it. But if I mean, I'd like to make it work. But it's hard to make the numbers work. So I mean, if you drop in 12 grand just to catch up the missing payment, let's say you got to put in a whole new system for breaker panel, and that my guy just did one for me for about $4,500. So that's $6,500, and in getting it rent ready, I'd have to walk through the house to determine what is bare minimum.
Do you want to walk it? I mean, is that worth your time to go drive up there and check it out if I can schedule it?
Yeah, I was just talking to my agent about it, so it's just trying to coordinate when might be a good time for me to be able to hit that. And
just let me know because I can get it set up for you. I've been talking to so many people about this deal, and it's like most of them are in the 200,000, like 190 to 200,000 range on a cash purchase. But yeah, like I totally get where you're coming from. I think 76 is it's not generous. That's probably just a conservative. That's probably a good amount, to flip this in.
I got my numbers pretty tight because I'm trying to make it work.
Yeah.
Right. So with inflation and all the other stuff, I'm cheaper than other people. But
okay.
I mean, you've got that kitchen tore up. I'd be interested. I got to go see how that furnace and hot water heater is. So again, the kitchen might be able to clean up that kitchen a little last, but you still got to do a whole house full of windows.
Yeah.
You're have to do meth remediation. You're still gonna have to catch up the missing things.
And I'm just assuming it's got meth. I mean, just from the situation that she's told me. So, but I mean, I'd probably put my life on it.
And I might be able to. But yeah, and then you got that whole out the exterior. You got to seal that up and take care of that issue where you can see daylight through probably the living room area right there. So there's a fair amount of sheetrock and mud work just to even get it rent ready.
Okay.
But it may be worth my time to just see if we can piece something together there. Yeah. It's not gonna be a lot, right?
Yeah, because
you've done a lot of work on it, so get you paid something on it.
Yeah, because the deal with this one is like, there's some major motivation there, and to the point where she's like, look, I might just even let this thing go, right? So if I can get her anything, I mean, the expectations were like 250, right? But that was at the beginning. But now that's not even close to what it is. And the longer they wait, the more that the attorney fees and everything are going to cost on the pre-foreclosure. So, I'd love to get her something.
We need is her reinstatement fee 12,000 or is it more than that?
It's 12,000 with everything included. So the mortgage is 158, including what it's behind. And then which is 12,000 with fees and everything, and then there's the solar plus the $4,000 grant from the city for if he sells before like 3 or 4 years, which he would be because he just bought the house. So that's why it's 181 out the door. That's what they have to pay out.
There's another you pay back to the city for a grant.
Sorry, say that again.
If you sell it, there's a grant.
Yes.
That money doesn't have to come up front. That money can come out back on the resale, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
12,000 for reinstatement. And then let's see here. Let's put there. And then whatever the minimum is to get a rent ready. So that's the part. Let me see if I can set up an appointment today or tomorrow. Yeah, just keep me posted, and then I'll talk to the seller. I mean, just from what we've talked about, it just sounds like it's with interest rates going up. It's the amount that she's going to be able to get for this thing. It's just going lower and lower, It is. The problem is, could you sell for more? Sure. But nobody wants to take the risk that you're going to end up in the same position I'm at the other house where you dropped the price 60 grand and you did the whole thing for nothing over 6 months. So let me ask you about your opinion on this situation, on this deal. I can do a novation with her and just say, hey, look, like, let me list this for you. Let's see what offers we get on the MLS, and, I'll pay you a specific amount, and then I'll take care of the commissions and the fees. Do you think if we put this on the MLS, if we don't get her the offer that she's looking for, like maybe somebody else could come in a little bit higher? Or do you think, I don't think so. I mean, yours is about a rock bottom. If you can get literally, unless you've got a guy that can magically make the rehab less, that's the only guy that can pay more. I know. Isn't that crazy? Because I'm using her interest rate at 2.99. Yeah. And I'm not even using my own cash for 150 of it. I know. Right? So, yeah. So it's this rock bottom. And I've been able to help a lady out that was in a similar situation, but her house wasn't this bad. Yeah. This house is terrible. Yeah, the agent put it on. He listed it. He called me up and he just goes, "Hey, I'm just getting a bunch of lowball offers, and it's lower than what their payoff is." I'm like, "The only thing I can do is take over her loan, fix it, and then sell it." And then he goes, "Well, I'll ask her." I said, "You let her know." And came back and said, "Yeah, she'll do it, but she needs some money up front." I said, "Well, she can't have any money up front. She's already missing her payment." So I go, "Here's 12 grand allocated for her. And if she takes 3 months to get out of there, it's $1,000 because I got to make up those missing mortgage payments
Right.
every month she takes to get out." Now these guys are already out, but it took her almost 3 more months to get out. So then there was only $9,000 left for her, and then I couldn't give her any money. I had to pay for her apartment, and I had to pay for her deposit, and then the U-Haul, and I had to pay for all that stuff right up front.
And
Yeah,
by the
sure.
way, I don't even think these people are out yet. They're getting out, and I have to verify that for you. That's why we have to set up
Oh,
a time to show.
there are people still in there.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's-
So sometimes they can figure out where to go. But like in this case, this lady didn't have anywhere to go, so I had to rent an apartment for her and just give the first month's rent, last month's rent, security deposit, so they had places to go.
wow.
And I'd rent the U-Haul. That's how tight the numbers were. But
Yeah,
the longer she was delaying, trying to address whatever the inevitable was,
right.
I just am like, the countdown clock is ticking. So every time it's just less money, you'll get it for a week.
You know what I'm
So-
thinking on this one. We might just have to not give her just catch up the property, not give her any money down, like give her any money and just pay her out, and once the property is rehabbed, right?
We could add something on the backside of that if it sells over a certain amount. I've done that before where we'll pay them X amount of dollars.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to get creative on this one, and if there's something we can do to work together, let's do it. So give me a call. Let me know when you can get out there, and I'll try to schedule it, and I'll call the seller and just kind of break the news on what's going on with the property.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just the numbers are super tight with where I think the market's headed and
Yeah.
where the comps are at. Because 340. I honestly thought it was 330. My agent keeps pushing me. He's like, "I can sell it. I can sell it. Like in 6 months, you can sell it for 340." He goes, "Yeah, I can still sell it for 340."
Yeah. I mean, this thing was worth maybe 360, 380 before the shift. So, yeah, definitely stinks for her.
And with the second, in the Fed telling us that they're going to raise everything another, they claim 0.75% interest.
Yeah.
Then of course it's going to impact the buyer's ability to qualify a little bit for that. But
Right.
So anyway, that's where the risk is. But I'm pretty confident. My agent's like 340. So at 340, but I'm using literally your numbers of 4%. So that's helpful.
Yeah.
Right. That helps us put this together where there's only 13,000 in commission, and it's got to build in that reinstatement for the grant, the 12,000, so that we're there. But
Yeah.
If your repair budget's 76, that's where mine's at.
Okay.
If I might be able to go there and discover that we can salvage the hot water heater or the furnace or whatever. There might be a couple things that I might be able to get them a little cheaper. And that's the only thing I'm looking at is if I go physically look at it, I don't have to be as conservative. I can do that on.
Yeah, well, let me know when you can make it up there, and then we'll set it up because my due diligence period or my contract ends with them at the end of the week. So if we can make something happen, we'll extend. But if not, I'm not trying. I'll just let her know like, hey, unless you understand that you're not getting what you want, I can't really help you out anymore.
Yeah, it'll either work for her or won't, and it's either a win-win-win, right? You get some money, she gets a little bit of money, and she maybe gets a little more money if we do better on it than expected. And
Right.
I can still make it work. That's where it's at. But
All right.
it's I mean, like everyone else's numbers are right where they need to. Like everyone else is telling you the same thing. They're like all 195.
Yep,
right?
yep,
So I'm at
that's
195, including the catch up, and that doesn't include the grant money or that setback. So they're just. By the time you cover that, and that doesn't include the solar 18, right?
Yeah.
So, because that's a lien against the house when you go to resell it, it's going to come off that 340. So if I drop that lien in there, so these other guys might be able to get the rehab done for a little less. But I'm at 177 with the solar.
Yeah. And let's see. I was gonna ask you something else. No, that's about it. All right. Thanks, Jared. We'll be in touch.
All right, sounds good. Talk to you later.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Woo, man, that house went from being a deal to not a deal with all the crap that it has. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Yo, what did you think, Christopher?
I think you vetted a very good buyer.
Yeah,
And you asked all the right questions. He knew his numbers.
yeah, you see the spreadsheet that I was rocking, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
paid attention to everything.
Yes.
Definitely, I definitely want that.
Yeah, for sure. So this is exactly how he ran his numbers, is how I ran my numbers, and they got us to the same point where he was saying, look, if I buy it from you at 228, pretty much I'm making nothing on it, right? That's what he was
Correct.
saying. But this is such a funky deal because it's her son is going to jail. There's solar on there, so you got to pay out the solar. It's behind
Right.
12K, so it's about to hit pre-foreclosure. And when I first talked to her, she wanted 250. That's what she wanted. So if you put this at 250, I mean, no one's making money, right? Like,
Right.
so I've gotten her all the way down to considering 220. And by the way, like I told her I was wholesaling the deal because I couldn't make her payment high enough. So she knows I'm
Right.
trying to find a buyer. And all the buyers are coming in at, 200, 195, 190.
Yeah.
And she's not interested because she's like, oh, I need more money, or I'm just gonna let it go. So I mean, to be real, I'll probably just call her right now and just be like, hey, look, you got no options. You know what I mean?
Let it go, or be at peace and not, challenge yourself of getting a foreclosure on your credit. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I think her son's going to jail. She don't give a bump about his credit. She's like,
oh, it's his credit.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's his house. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
let me call. There was another wholesaler that I worked with that has like a giant team and lists, and I said, hey, blast it out, see if you can find somebody, because I'm just calling my top buyers. Like I told you about the reverse wholesaling, so I have my specific buyers that I work with, and they're usually not off, man. But there can be that one person who just is like, just pretty much makes a bad decision, right? But they're either going to live in it, or they have like different numbers. But let me call this person really quick before I call her, because I'm gonna call her right now too. Martin, let's see. Brian Martin, Craig Martin. I got so many dang numbers in here. I gotta find out this girl that does the dispo for him. Let's see. I think it's Christina or something. Let's see. Brian, Jesse. Sarah, no, let's go. Let's see. Shoot. Cammy? I can't remember her name. It was like with a C. Let's see. Okay, here. I had her under a weird name. Okay. Let's call her now. So she is the dispositions manager for another wholesaler. I'm going to ask her if she's had any luck finding anybody, because I'm about to call her.
Hello, this is Claudia.
Claudia, what's going on? It's Nathan. How are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Good. Do you have some time to chat?
Yeah, sure.
So any luck finding any cash buyers, anyone interested in that property?
No, I have not. The people that told me they were still interested if it fell through, I contacted them and they said they wanted to do for a higher value, like they wanted to offer a little bit higher,
Mhm.
but it do all of it finance, so no cash up front, no down payment,
Oh, zero down.
zero down payment.
What were they willing to pay for that?
They said 240 with no down payment. But then that would cover nothing whatsoever of what needs to be paid.
Yeah, that wouldn't
And
cover
nothing for the owner. So
nothing for the owner, and also
Yeah,
they
correct.
wouldn't be able to get it out of pre-foreclosure. Did they say they would get it out of pre-foreclosure or no? Probably not.
no, because they don't have any money to do that. They wouldn't.
So
put any money
sounds
for
like
it.
some noobs.
So
Did anybody else come in at like even a lower cash offer, or not even?
no, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Well, I appreciate you giving it a shot. This deal, I think it's just a crappy house,
Yeah, unfortunately. I feel bad for her, but
I know.
there's nothing we can do. I've been thinking, what else can we do? What else can we do? I mean, at least if she needs that cash at closing, then we can't do much.
Well, I mean, you got 12K has to go and catch up the property, so that's
Exactly. Right.
That's
So
what
we need
makes it difficult.
I mean, yeah, even that much, if we were to find someone to do that and a little bit for us,
Mhm.
but she needs some more money. So
Do you
Yeah.
just curious, do you guys have any deals right now that you're not selling that you might need help with? Because I have really good relationships with specific buyers that I can call on, and maybe we can like JV or anything. But is there anything you're not able to move at the moment that I can call on?
let me look at the pipeline. We have a home. No, I have a couple that I just put under contract. Let's see, where is that? I have a mobile home in Tooele.
Mobile home in
Um,
Tooele?
I just posted it last Friday, but I haven't received any interest whatsoever.
Okay.
I believe we're asking 60, 65 for it. Can't remember the top of my mind now. Let me see. I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, because I talked to
Um,
Brian, and basically what we talked about is like, hey, if I can bring a buyer, obviously, I can throw my fee on top, or we can throw in, obviously pay me whatever makes sense.
Yeah.
So Tooele, can you forward me that one so I can look at it and maybe call? I have a guy that loves mobile homes. Maybe he'll
Yeah.
be interested in that. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. I will send you the link to the listing.
Okay.
for
Any
the
other
Tooele
ones, or
home.
is that pretty much it?
That's it. I mean, that's all that hasn't moved.
Cool. So you guys are still
yeah.
having a lot of good success and traction. You're selling your deals. That's awesome.
Yeah, so far it's been fun. I mean, I've only been here. This is my second week, but it feels like everything that I've seen feels like it's going great.
Well,
With those few exceptions, obviously.
Yeah, it's with the exception of the deal I have that's just a piece of trash. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
No
Well,
problem.
send that to me, and then I think we'll be working more together, because what I do, I don't know if I told you this, but I basically it's called reverse wholesaling, where I have like 10 to 15 like solid buyers that I know they'll tell me what they'll pay like within like 24 hours. And if you guys are struggling to move something, or you want something done quick, I can just call my guys, and they can commit pretty much the same day.
Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So
we have one coming up in Washington.
Okay.
A house in Washington. So
cool.
We haven't posted it yet. So as soon as we posted it, but if we don't get any interest, then I'll let you know as well.
Let me know.
Okay.
And even the ones that you do have interest on, if you want to give me a shot, I can always also you can just tell me, hey, this is the best offer we have. If you can beat it, great. And then I can just go to my people and be like, hey, this is can you pay more? Depends if you want to do that.
Great.
Cool.
We'll do that.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
you, Nathan.
Yep. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, cool. So Christopher, that was an example of talking to a dispositions manager for another company, and basically just saying, hey, what do you got? I can find buyers for it, strategically, right?
I like that.
Yeah. So I do that a lot too, so I don't have to go look for my own deals. I just, this company's willing to go grind and get all these deals, and sometimes they can't find buyers, and I can find some,
That's actually really good. Do you have a list of partnership other like wholesalers that you kind of hit up every month, or you have a VA do that?
This one I'm just cool with. I mean, I have a couple others, but I'm pretty busy with just them and my own deals, and working with what I get. So I don't really venture out and talk to a ton of different wholesalers, but that's what you would do. You just say, hey, look, like I got great relationships. You can't move something, I can help you move it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Okay, so let me call Nate. Nate's one of my final buyers that I want to call about this deal, tell him the situation. And then I'm just going to call the seller and say, hey, we got one last shot, or you're probably just going to have to let this sucker go.
Makes sense.
I love Nate. Nate's awesome. Nate Worthen, he's one of my main guys. He's probably busy though.
Hi, this is Nate Worth.
Okay. My man's busy. I'll just say, call me back when you get a chance. Yeah, and we've been going almost an hour. So like within an hour's time, I can determine whether, is this worth my time to continue, right? Like I don't have to spend all day on this.
Right.
So Okay, great. All right, let's call Anita, just kind of give her an update, and hopefully she doesn't flip out. This is the seller, by the way.
Nathan,
Anita, how are you?
hey, can I call you back? I'm busy right now.
Of course.
Just be a few minutes.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course. Call me
thanks.
back. Thanks.
Bye.
All right. Well, she's gonna call me back. Christopher, what questions do you have so far about what we've gone over today about calling buyers, vetting them, kind of running their numbers, understanding their buy box? Anything specific on that?
No, it was pretty straight to the point with those calls. And obviously you vetted a really good buyer, from him allowing you to have that relationship and providing numbers on how he evaluate deals. That was really a good takeaway.
Yeah. So what we do here is if you haven't made one, you're in the club, right? Yeah. So I'm going to show you how to do all this, but you basically go to cash buyer. You create a cash buyer form on your Google document, your Drive, and you send it to your people. So you know exactly what they want to buy. And then, there's a spreadsheet that after they fill it out, you get all the responses. So Jared, he didn't fill it out because I just talked to him, but Jared's one of my top guys that I talked to today. So we're going to put Jared on here, and, he buys pretty much everywhere. So these are like the people I have. I did this as a training exercise, but these are just people who filled it out. So if I have some, I would call them because they've given me their information, their buy box, and I would just call them to say, see if they're interested. Right.
All right.
Cool.
Like,
Well, I mean, if you want to hang out a little bit more and see if she calls back, I don't know if you're busy, but we got some people. So I stream this live, right? So the benefit of being in the club or the mentorship is like I work with you as you're in here, and then obviously I stream it live so people can watch and see. But I guess the benefit is, mentorship, right? Learning hands-on.
Right.
But let me see. I think some people have said some stuff in the group, so let me look at this very quick. Which company do you use for VAs? So my VAs that I currently use they work for me, and they used to work for John Martinez. So what company do I use? I have my own VAs. I've hired them specifically, and they know VAs that other people can hire. So if you're looking to hire VAs, hit my VA up. She'll put you in touch with the other ones, and we'll just charge you the difference. We'll charge you like a little bit more amount than we pay them, make some money, and help you out too with some really good VAs. So email Jackie at investorthrive.com, and she will put you in touch with some VAs, whoever said that. Brian Schaefer. Yo, Nathan, I'm in the process of locking up this property in Utah. I believe it's a deal. Great, Brian. Brian, if we got my boy Nate Worthing calling. Let's give him a shout. Nate, what up, brother?
What you doing, man?
Oh, dude, I'm just grinding away. What are you up to?
Dude, trying to make some money. I hate this market.
Dude, it's rough. I mean, the only way you're gonna make money is if you can find a steal of a deal,
Yeah, you gotta buy it. Someone has to basically hand you the keys.
Well, I mean, that might be the situation with this one that we have in Ogden. I mean, I've talked to so many people, and everyone's just like, they're like, we're not paying. Basically, they're not giving her what she wants, and I'm just having to call her and just be like, hey, look, it looks like you ain't getting pretty much anything for this thing unless you can either let it go to pre-foreclosure or no one's going to get you what you want. So I was just calling you to see what to kind of circle back. I let Utah house buyers have a hack at it, and they they brought someone in that was willing to do terms, but then they wanted all the money that they gave down for her to pay off the solar, for her to catch up what it was behind, and she was going to walk away with nothing anyway, so it didn't even make sense. So I kind of wanted to see if you're still interested in that, and maybe see if we can structure it where it makes sense for you and her. But yeah, that's what I was calling.
Cool. I've got your text open with the numbers you sent.
Yes. Yeah. So 181 is what she's in it for, where she's behind. It covers what she's behind, the grant and the solar. 181. And obviously if you were to take over the payments, it would be like you'd have to catch it up. So that's 12. and then make the payments, and then she would want something up front, which, you know, probably is not going to happen. Not that much down, at least. It almost seems to me like if you can just get it for like 195, 200,000, 205, something, and make sure the numbers make sense, that might be her best option. Just a cash.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But you want to, so I was talking to some other guy, and he said that he put a rehab budget of 76K for the flip. What do you remember what rehab you had it at?
Oh man, yeah. It depends. I mean, it's positive for meth for sure.
100%.
I got $5,000 in meth remediation. Then my goal was to replace the windows that are broken, do carpet and paint, and try to get out of it, and just
a light
resell finance. Yeah. So that puts me at $42,000 for paint, carpet, and the windows plus the meth.
Okay.
But it could easily balloon out of that.
So you got 42. What would you try to sell it for? You would wrap it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you sell it for on a wrap?
300, I think, is reasonable.
And how much would you want down?
I would try to sell it and get someone to bring 10% down.
Okay. So 30K.
I don't know.
Would that
Possible.
That wouldn't even get all your money out though, would it?
No.
Okay. But are you okay with that?
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's fine.
Okay. So if you sold to someone on a wrap, you wouldn't have to pay commissions, right?
I probably would, because I'd probably find the buyer through the MLS.
So what do you put on commissions for when you do that? Like three?
Probably, yeah, 3%. So they bring 30, 3% goes out to the agent. So that's $9,000. Whether you get paid up front or on the back end, we got to factor that in.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever's left over is a partial recoup of my initial investment.
And then you have what do you have for closing costs? Do you do 1%? Okay.
But it's probably going to be less than that because I'm going to pay the closing costs now. So if I use like GT Title, then they're going to cut me a break on the closing costs when I get out of it.
Okay. So what balloon would you do with someone if you sold it to them on a wrap?
Probably, I'd love to do a 1 year, but probably 3 is what people would actually take.
A 3, and that's where she could potentially get paid out in 3 years. Or
yeah, it depends. Like, do we give her all her equity now, or does she get equity on the back end? I would really, really prefer to give her equity on the back end.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a tough one to negotiate with her, right? Because you go from someone thinking they're getting 50K to it's like, yeah, this thing might just be underwater here.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay. So, and their mortgage payment is $889.
Yeah, that's great. That's the only thing that makes this deal work, right?
Right. Okay. Well, so what would the purchase price be where that would make sense for you? Because I'm looking at the numbers. So if you bought it for me at 200, and we looked at these numbers, I might be doing it wrong, but it says $35,000 profit potentially. But that's not like all up front, right? Because you gotta, you'd have to. It's over time, and you'd cash flow as well.
Yeah, and that's what I'm living for, is the positive cash flow every month.
So the 42 did you include her catching it up?
No.
Okay, so that's not even including catching.
Just straight rehab.
Okay, so we'd have to throw that in there as well, right?
Yeah, in terms of cash up front, right?
Okay, so that'd be 54. Yeah, it's not very juicy once you catch it. And then the solar, you'd also have to pay that off too, right? Unless maybe it's assumable, so maybe the person you wrap it to could assume it. I don't know if that makes sense though.
What I want to try to do is keep it in the seller's name,
Mhm.
but we'll make the payments. And then when I wrap it, the new buyer will still make the payments. So we're all making payments against the solar. No one's paying it off. That's what I'd like to do. If she insists that we pay it off, we can do that. But
Well, yeah, there's no insisting to pay it off. Like that's not gonna happen. Cause there's not there's not a lot of leverage here. I mean, I think she might come to the point where she's like, I'm about to let this mug go.
shoot.
Yeah, bro. So what price would it need to I'm crunching the numbers, but what are you thinking if we were able to make this work with catching it up, doing all this? Like, where would you need to be where I can go tell her?
Yeah, 200 is. I'd be excited about that deal. 200.
Okay. But I guess the problem even at 200 is she wouldn't really get anything up front, right?
No, she really wouldn't.
Got it.
I mean, I guess. Let me look at the numbers one more time here.
Because I see right now, if you do it at 200 and you put 54, so you're catching her up with the 12, that's not taking care of the solar, you got 23K profit, but that's over time, right? Because then
Right.
you're not, you have the 30 that you're going to try and get down from when you wrap it. So you're not going to realize all this up front. You got to wait 3 years.
Yeah, exactly right. Okay, let's say the purchase price is 200.
Okay.
I come in with, say, 13 grand because she's not going to make the next payment either, right? So
Yeah.
13 grand catches me up. Does that mean I owe her 187 because I paid 13 grand?
No. So the 181 is including what it's behind. So it's 158 to catch it. The mortgage is 158, including what it's behind, plus 18 for the solar, plus 4% for the grant that should go away in a couple years.
So the 13 grand actually pays that down. So it'd be the balance on the mortgage would be 145 or something like that.
Well, a ton of it's attorney fees, right? So it doesn't technically all take off of the principal. It's going to probably bring it down to like 153 because you know how much the attorney's costs are.
Right.
That'd be sick though, right? That'd be cool, but
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I get that. Okay, so that's fine. I guess I'm thinking, okay, what does my 13 grand give me? Because okay, purchase price of 200, I pay 13 grand.
Mhm.
Technically, I'm thinking in my head, okay, so now I owe 187, and I'll make payments on the 187, or I can make payments on the original payment. Either way, I guess that needs to be clarified. If I'm paying on 187, we pay the underlying mortgage and the solar out of that, she would actually get some monthly cash flow, right? Because I'd be paying her a little bit above what her mortgage is.
right.
Or I just pay the loans direct, and whatever the difference is between her mortgage stuff and the principal and what I owe her is basically a 0% loan, and she gets paid off when I sell the house.
Yeah, that's was my thought. I wasn't thinking you were going to be paying off of the 187, right? I was considering you paying, catching it up, taking over the mortgage payment of 889, and then hopefully just the solar stays in place, and the person you wrap it to can sell it. Take over it, and then the grant will go away within the 3 years of you having it, wrapped to someone else.
Yeah. Do you know what the solar payment is?
I think I actually do have it. I think it's like 130. Let me check.
Okay. 130.
This thing's a doozy, bro. Oh gosh.
Yeah. You're so good about working through it.
Sometimes I wish, you just long for those deals that it's just like a straight shot, it's just easy cheesy. Okay, let's see. I've come to the point where I'm like, dude, I just want to help this lady because she's about to lose this mug.
How are you gonna get paid though?
Dude, sometimes I don't even really care if I get paid.
No.
I know I should get paid, but part of me's like,
You need to get paid on this for so many reasons that we don't need to get into, but
yeah.
you need
I'm just I just don't want to get defeated, you know? Like I don't want to be like, oh, dude, I couldn't figure something out because I know we can figure. There's something we can figure out. There has to be.
yeah.
She told me what the solar payment was. Actually, she sent me an email with what it's 91.67 for the solar payment. And it's
Wow.
it's a 30 year though.
That's fine. I don't really care what the balance is.
Dude, to be real, I mean, I think solar, I mean, if you don't have the money to pay it, like you're screwed. Like that thing is
Yeah.
lien, it's a lien on your house. It's you know, you ain't getting away from it.
Yep, you're exactly right. That payment's awesome. $980 all in.
For show. So
I'm in for 200,
okay.
but I'd rather not pay her anything. Now, if we gotta pay her something,
Mm-hmm.
200. I mean, I could pay her $3,000.
I'm sure she'll love that, brother.
I mean, it's something, right?
Yeah. She's hoping for 50. Now I'm like, you know, how's a slick 3K for you?
50, jeez.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Does she understand the concept of like, if we default, she gets the house back in
I don't.
much better
Yeah.
condition?
Yes. But I don't even think that's a consideration right now. I just think she ain't even thinking that far ahead, right?
Yeah. Okay, so you're laughing at me. So $3,000's not enough. What is?
No,
It's not.
I'm
No one's giving.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation of like, you know, she was at like 50K and now, you know, I'm about to call her and say, how's 3K?
All right.
That's what we live for though, right? That's what we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me look at one thing here.
Okay.
Before I start committing myself to.
Yeah, man, I want you to feel super solid about this. And I do have another guy who's like kind of figuring out. And he told me if it was a flip, he was like, dude, if I'm gonna flip this thing, I need to be like a 170. And I'm like, dude, at 170, I would take it. You know, that's a good deal.
Yeah. No, it's not. The trick on this is the free money, right? It's the debt at 2.99%. That's the way.
Yeah. And another thing, he was looking at it to flip it and keep the loan in place so he didn't have to get hard money, right? But you know, that just saves you. What does that save you? A couple thousand, like maybe 10K. It's not like huge.
Yeah. I mean, it could be huge on a flip because it's only like 3 or 4 months. Yeah,
Right.
that doesn't seem.
Yeah. The play is, I thought the play would be like a rental, but it doesn't make sense as a rental because there's just way too much money you have to put into, you know, to rent something out to make what, like $600 a month.
Yeah.
So that's out.
But it's a nice backup if you can't sell it.
Right.
Okay, let's see. I'm just looking to see what the cheapest MFR in Ogden is. Damn, dude.
What is it?
The one on here for $190.
Oh no.
That sucks. I was hoping to be the cheapest house on the market.
Well, that one at 190, what is it, like 500 square feet or what?
Yes, it is. Okay. That's good. Okay, so here's some more for 190.
Shoot.
For 1,100 square feet.
Bro, this is funny. Hey man, the market's shifting. It's real. It's real.
I know, dude. All right, let me look at one more thing. That value is just not there.
I know.
But the money's so cheap.
Yeah, you just want to find a way, right?
Yeah.
Same here. She was telling me that she would probably just maybe even let it go to the bank, and I'm like, don't do that. You don't want your son to have a pre-foreclosure on his record, or not a pre-foreclosure, a foreclosure.
Yeah, don't let it go. If anything, like give it to someone, but don't let it go.
Don't let it go. All right, man. Well, you let me know. I kind of have an idea that no matter what, she ain't getting what she wants for it. Like she's not getting a lot down, so or up front.
Okay. Do you have enough to go renegotiate, or you're gonna be waiting for me? Whose court is the ball in? That's my question.
You know what? She's thought it's been in her court the whole time, but I think I'm about to reverse it. I'm about to reverse it on her. but I'm just curious. A flip scenario is not in the cards for you, right? Like, cause that would be the easiest thing in all this. It'd just be like, okay, 190, she owes at 181. Okay, it's just give her 9, she walks. But again, I don't know if that's in the cards for you.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think it is for anybody that's seen the house. Cool.
Yeah, it's so rough in there.
All right, man. Hey, and there's also like we don't even know if the dudes are out yet. Like she's still got her friend's son's bumming it. That that's just adds another layer to it. Come on.
Dang. Yeah, that sucks.
I'm gonna tell her, hey, look, like first of all, they need to be gone before we even start talking. I'm just messing. Yeah. I'm acting tough right now. I'm about to get on the phone with her. She's gonna shut me down in a second.
That's true. All right. So let me go back to that question. Am I texting you with the number? What am I texting you?
Yeah. Text me kind of like your final idea of what you need, and then I'm gonna call her and just kind of give her the juice, give her the truth, and be like, hey, look, I'm the greatest person you could ever talk to that does this, Anita, and I've tried every scenario. These are your best options here.
Okay. I'll text you.
All right. Thanks, man.
See ya.
Bye. All right. I know you guys have been with me for a long time today, but we're about to wrap this mother bumper up. Christopher, you might not even be with me anymore. I guess looks like you're still here. What are you thinking, man? I mean, this is getting pretty intense, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is telling me that this is a dud, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, the only way it's a deal is if she can not take any money. And that's not or little money, and she's not gonna like that. So I'm gonna call her and I'm gonna say, give her the juice. Okay.
I mean, the bank wouldn't give her any money, so lose to the bank or get some money. Better than no money, right?
Ain't that the truth? Okay, let me call her.
All right. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Anita, how are you?
Actually, I'm not doing too good today, but what's going on?
What's up?
I'm suffering a real bad migraine.
Oh no. Do you want me to? Yeah. I can call you. I can call you tomorrow. I don't want to.
No, that's okay. It is what it is. I suffer migraines anyway. I'm just having a real bad time with the weather, so my head just doesn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't like the weather.
Well, the dang, I honestly don't like the weather right now either. It's starting to get cold. I don't like it.
Oh, well, I don't mind the weather. It's just that the ups and downs in weather and everything just doesn't do my head any good.
Yeah, so. I hear you. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. So you know what I've been doing, Anita. I basically been kind of reaching out to the top buyers in Utah, trying to figure out what's the best offer I can get you. And I'm not even really trying to make any like money at this point. I'm just trying to help you get your house sold, because I know the longer you wait, the more the what is it? The fees are costing you and everything. So, right. So what happened? I'll just give you the scoop. So I reached out. So I reached out to like my top 10, 15 buyers in the beginning, and I was getting, pretty low offers, right? As you know. And so I reached out to, a partner of mine that has a large cash buyers list. So they reached out, and the best offer that they got was a cash offer. A terms offer at, I think it was like at 230. They're willing to pay $230,000 for the house, but they were only willing to give about $40,000 up front down, like what we talked about. but out of the 40 they were willing to give you, they wanted you to catch up the mortgage, and which is 12, almost 13, and also pay the solar. So that would not really leave you any money. So that was something that you weren't really open to. So I've reached out around to people who just want to flip it, and most of the people want to flip it are at like 170 cash, 180, 195, like really, really low. So I mean, I feel really bad, Anita, because I've been trying to do my best to find someone that can to buy this, but most of the people that I have that want to buy it want to take over the payment and pay you out either in the future or give you a little money down, but not a lot.
Okay, well, it doesn't sound like it's gonna work then.
Yeah, I've really, really tried hard. I mean, it's been tough. Yeah, I think the house is just in a really bad shape and the market's going down. So the value of what someone could resell it for, the house is looking at maybe like 380, 350, but like a couple months ago, now it's looking like maybe 330, 340. So I guess my question for you is like, what are you going to do? Are you I think you told me you're just going to let the bank take it, which I don't want that to happen, but what are you going to do if you're not able to sell it for what you want?
It's probably just gonna sit, and yeah, it's just gonna sit. I mean, until I get the, well, basically the house will go into foreclosure. I mean, it's a pre foreclosure right now because I haven't gotten any letters stating anything of that sort. But I guess I should call the mortgage company and ask them if there's been any. And then this last coming back from vacation, I went and got Phillips Mail, and there's almost $3,000 in taxes due.
Oh gosh.
So it's like, and I wasn't even expecting that. So it's like even more money is going elsewhere. So it's like, well, there goes that, and there goes that. And
so oh gosh. It's got a $3,000 tax lien on it too. So you'd have to catch up the grant, the solar, $12K behind, and $3,000 in taxes.
Well, yeah, he has to come up with, which we don't have. It's I'm rounding off, but it's a little under 3,000. But yeah, those are due November 30th.
November 30th.
Just like we got ours in the mail.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And so see, we're about a year or two out of paying our house off. So we have nothing to, we're living from paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, man. Right now,
we're trying to get our house sold off or get our house paid off, but it's
tough time.
We got that in the mail. I'm going, well, there's more money that's going to the city and the
they
state.
Just money grubbers. They just want all their money. It's ridiculous.
And then my husband says, anything over the 100 and, well, actually he bought the house for 100 or 148. So anything over 148, he has to pay taxes on.
Oh,
because of a capital gain.
Well, actually, just to let you know, on the capital gain, he wouldn't have to pay that because it's his personal residence. And capital gains, you pay taxes if you make a profit. And I think it's if you.
He would be making a profit.
But no, it's his personal residence, right? Like he lives there.
Yeah.
So it's capital gains is if it's not your personal residence. Like if I sell a flip or a rental, and then I have to pay capital gains or reinvest it. So he wouldn't necessarily need to pay that.
Yeah, but he would have to, whatever he does make on it, according to my husband, he would have to reinvest it in a house, buying another home, or he has to pay taxes on that on the gains that he made on it, from from
Well,
what my husband was saying.
yeah,
but-
well, there's no gains on this one, and you could show that, right? Because there's all these fees and tax. Like, yeah, all I know is from my experience, if it's when I sold my personal residence and bought another one, I didn't have to pay taxes on it. So, your husband's correct in the sense that yes, when you sell real estate and make money, you pay taxes, but it's on investment, like non-owner occupied properties.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll have to have him
I can talk to
Kinda
him too.
kind
Yeah.
of look on that, I guess. But no, like I told you before, if we can't get a buyer, basically, it'll go into the full foreclosure, and then the bank will probably put it for a specific amount to get their money out of it, and
Mhm.
hopefully they'll get it. But I mean, what I'm asking for right now, with taxes being added onto it,
Yeah.
I mean, we're coming up to, I mean, it's not laughable, but it's laughable.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
we got that in the mail. I'm just going, oh, okay, well, there's
Just
another.
just another thing. Yeah, when it rains, it pours, right? It's super frustrating.
So,
Well,
but,
let me just tell you, I do have a buyer. I do have someone who wants to buy it, but they're just the way that the property, it doesn't make sense right now to be able to. Someone can catch it up, right? So someone would have to come to the deal, so it wouldn't go into pre-foreclosure, and it would help Philip avoid a foreclosure on his record because we got to do whatever we can to not let him have a foreclosure, because if he does, then he'll probably never be able to buy a home again, just because he'll have that record. But we can save that. We can buy it, catch it up, avoid the pre-foreclosure, and then take over the payments. But giving you a certain amount of money down, it's just not something we can do up front because of the issues with the property, how much work it needs. But we can potentially give you guys something when we sell it, right? Like what the goal would be is to fix it up, rent it out, sell it in 3 years. And then, the market is rebounded. And if we can sell it above a certain amount, then we can give you guys, obviously on that upside, we can pay you out. So I'd rather not have you just lose it. The bank doesn't, I think the bank has already gotten paid enough. They don't need to just take it. I don't want you to lose it.
yeah, the only issue is getting money in 3 years doesn't help with all the debt that he's got now that has to be paid off. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it would avoid the foreclosure on his record.
Well, it would, but even with him being late on the mortgage payments that he's late on now, his credit is no good anyway. So foreclosure just adds to, I mean, he wouldn't, in a year or two, he wouldn't be able to buy a house, not with the history that he's got.
Yeah.
There's no way. He's never ever going to be able to, the only reason he was able to get into this house to begin with, from my understanding, was from a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend that gave him a break, because he had a real good job. And he had been there for over a year, and his quote unquote mental state was better than it is now. I don't even know, with talking with him now and him not wanting to deal with his mental state right now, if he's even ever gonna, I don't even know if he's gonna be able to get a job.
Yeah.
That's my concern right now. So
I get it.
It's his situation right now is really bleak, and I don't think it's ever going to get any better. So his credit right now, it's not going to get any better now. From where I stand, it's not going to get any better in a year or 2 or 5 years.
Yeah.
If it ever does, I will be totally surprised. But unless he takes better care of himself and does what he's supposed to do, and things of that sort, which I doubt he will, because if he gets out, which I believe he
Mhm.
probably will at some point, he's just going to go back to his behavior, and it's just not good. So,
Yeah. Well, I did
but-
want to say this. If we were able to just take over the property so there wouldn't be a foreclosure, there wouldn't be all this. As we make the payments on time, that would repair his credit, right? Because the name, the loan, the debt is still in his name, right? As we pay it. So that would help. So, I mean, I understand you saying, hey, let the bank take it, but there are lots of benefits to us just taking the property, giving you some money, and then making the payments, avoiding the foreclosure instead of the bank. That's like the worst option if you can have someone that's just willing to take it, which I have a business partner. I just texted you his offer. I know this is, laughable compared to what we had originally talked about, but he said he can pay $199 for it, $15,000 down. He'll use out of the 15, he's going to use whatever is required to catch it up. So if that's 12, that's 13. And then he says he'll give you the rest. And mind you, I'm not getting paid on this deal. I'm just trying. I don't want you to get foreclosed on, or because it's a very bad. It's like 7 years. It's very difficult to recoup that. But so you would get the remainder of that. So that's kind of the option, and we could get this done this week, like kind of how we originally talked about. We could close on this and this would be done, so you wouldn't have to get another reinstatement, and so this could be out of your hair, but
well, and unfortunately, 199 is not going to cover all the stuff that I need to have covered. So he would still be in the same situation that he's in, not being able to pay off all his creditors.
yeah,
I mean, if I can't pay them all off, there's really no reason to do any deal as far as I'm concerned, because he's still going to have that, and the creditors aren't going to get paid anyway. So it's still going to go all into collection, and whether you're making payments or not, his credit is still not going to be workable for anything that he does.
yeah.
So,
So do you see a scenario where the creditors get paid off at all? I mean, that sounds like that's not even an option.
even the 220 that you were going for
The-
doesn't pay off all the
Yeah,
creditors.
and that offer's not even on the table.
Yeah, I know.
They backed
I
out. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. The 220 doesn't pay everybody.
Well, I mean,
And it was something that I would have considered. But it's better than, of course, nothing, but the 199 to me is nothing.
even though you're getting a couple grand up front.
Yeah, I don't want to do any type of balloon payment whatsoever. I don't want to have to wait 3, 4, 5 years to get whatever, because in 3 or 5 years, the money's not going to help.
Yeah. Well-
It's not. I need it now.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I need it now. There's several. He's indebted just way above his head.
I know. Well, I mean, I'm
And
basically offering you $3,000 to take over, not have to worry about it, and save your son from foreclosure and help his credit a little bit. But you're saying you'd rather take 0 than 3?
I can't take 3,000. There's no way.
So you'd take 0?
Now, 3,000 right now is barely going to pay the taxes on the house. Everything else is. I mean, I can't pay solar. I can't. I mean,
You don't have to pay the solar in this situation. We would take the solar. This is 3,000. You'd walk. We would take over the payments, and everything. We would take over the solar. We would, like you said, it's assumable. We would assume it. We'd fix it up. I'm assuming his friends are out of the house as well. I'm not sure if they're still there hanging out.
no, they're not leaving. They're not going to leave unless it's court ordered. In fact, I even asked for the keys, and the one kid's telling me they've never gotten any keys to the house.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to go out there and kick them out, huh?
So I mean, we called the police on the one kid's girlfriend because she got into my face.
Oh gosh.
And she wouldn't leave. And she goes, well, I'm going to call the police. And we told her, go ahead. And then she kind of backed off and she says, no, I'll just leave it. I said, well, fine. Since you got into my face and was calling me all sorts of names on your profanity and you don't even live here and your so-called boyfriend's not even paying rent. I mean, he's just staying here for nothing. I will call the police. And so we did. And then she skedaddled out of there. And so when the police officer showed up like 2 minutes later, after she had left, he said he couldn't do anything. He couldn't even tell the kid to leave because he hasn't paid rent.
My gosh, this world is just messed up, huh?
He doesn't have that authority. Squatters have rights, and I have to go through the courts to do it.
Gosh, I can't stand
And
this.
the kid knows it, and the other renter knows it. And so, in fact, I got with the kid Saturday. So, because we got back late Thursday, so I got with him Saturday, and I said, "What's all the stuff in the one bedroom?" He goes, "Well, that's all my bike stuff." I went, "No. You're not paying rent. You don't get another room to put all your stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff can go outside."
He probably stole those bikes too.
Well, I have no idea. I don't care. And so he goes, "Well, that stuff is prime parts." I said, "I don't care what parts they are. That's immaterial. You were not to bring them in the house to begin with."
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, they were already there when you took over." And I says, "And I'm telling you to get them out."
Yeah. Sounds like you're not taking any crap from these guys.
No, I don't. The only crap I'm taking is that they're there.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure. But I mean, you wouldn't take that if you could get them out. But it sounds like these cops are making you go through the court system. Okay, well, I know it's a very sticky situation. So this is I that's the best that I was able to do and find, and that's I know that's $3,000 for you. $3,000 is probably doesn't even mean anything to you from what you're telling me versus letting it get foreclosed on and get zero. I get it.
The 199, basically it's 200,000.
Yes.
But
yeah.
But if I'm only getting $3,000 out of it, because the rest is we're not going to get for 2 or 3 or 5 years.
Yeah, because
it doesn't make any sense for me to only take $3,000 right now.
Yeah, and that's the issue is you could get more if it wasn't behind, right? But whoever buys it, if they don't catch it up, then they lose it, right? So anyone that buys this house has to put 12 into it just to get it caught up.
Well, it's actually the payoffs, the 12 or 13,000 is in the payoff. And so also with the solar panels, that the 18,000 is in the payoff. So whoever buys it for what I'm asking, the house and the solar panels, what he's indebted to is in the payoff.
Right, the 181
already.
The 181 that we're
Yes.
talking about. Yeah, so I totally get that. If I could find someone that was willing to pay, above that where you could get some of that money, that's ideal, right? But most people want to just take over the mortgage payment because the interest rate is so low, and right now interest rates are high, so it's beneficial to take over that payment. But if it's going to come down to a cash purchase where they buy it to flip it, most people are going to want to get that thing for like 175, 180. I mean, maybe you're still looking at the same thing, even if they pay off everything, that you're going to walk away with a couple grand. But it sounds like to me that's what you want. You want, okay, if you're going to get a couple grand, you just want someone to just pay everything off instead of just take over the payments.
Well, if someone wants to take over the payments, then I don't have to cover those costs.
Yeah.
But so if you've got somebody who wants to take over the payments, it would be
which I do. I have someone that's willing to take over. They're just not able to give you as much down as you were originally looking for, which I get is frustrating, but you know,
I'm not good with numbers. I shouldn't tell you that.
it's okay. Hey, I got to be in front of a calculator every time I crunch numbers, so don't even worry about it. But this is what my dad used to tell me. He used to have me hold out two hands, and he said, "What do you have in this hand, and what do you have in the other one?" And I'd, one hand I'd have nothing, and then he'd say, "In the other hand, I'll give you $10." So he'd say, "What do you have? You got nothing in that hand. Give you some in this one." So that's what I'm just trying to. I want to help you out. Is just like, look, the bank is going to be getting a lot of homes because of the way the market's shifting, and they don't need to get this. That's all I'm saying. And I want to give you something in one hand instead of nothing in the other. And I'm willing to do that, is take over this and help you avoid a lot of pain. Not you specifically, but there's a lot of pain that will happen that we can avoid by just, taking over the payments.
Well, taking over the payments, let's see. Okay, so if they're taking over the payments, they would have to cover the debt on the house. The solar panels is like $400, give or take.
Yeah, they would.
Laid on the solar panels.
Yep, we'd have to catch the solar up. We'd make the payments on the solar. We'd have to get the people out. Yeah, it's a lot to do. So, but again, potentially worth the risk for us if we can help you out and get you some money, just a little money up front, and have you walk away from this problem. Give her a coupon to, I got her muted. Give her a coupon to Popeyes, maybe like $10. Say, hey, that's what I can give you. I can give you a coupon to Mickey D's. I give you something down. Dude, hold on, she's on mute, so I hope she's doing all right. But guys, I don't know what's going on.
So someone wants to take over the payments, but they want me to bring up current the mortgage and bring up current the solar panels.
No,
is that
no,
what you're telling me?
No, I'm telling you that if we take over the mortgage, we will catch up what it's behind. You don't have to pay that. We're going to take over the solar. You don't have to worry about what it's behind. You don't have to worry about any money, paying any money. Everything's taken care of, because that's what we're doing, is we're taking over what it's behind, the mortgage, all that, and making it current. But that is why it's so difficult to give you money, like a lot of money. That's why I said 3,000, because we're already having to put all that money into, getting everything current. So yeah, I'm not telling you.
So basically $3,000, which is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I right now have nothing.
And you walk.
And that's not going to do anything. So you're telling me the other 15 grand we will not get for another 3 to 5 years.
The other 15,000, you're saying?
Yes.
At the moment, yes, because right now I would love to give you all that, that 15 up front, but that 15 that I have to catch up what it's behind. I have to catch up the late taxes. I got to do, I've put that money into the property. So if you can give us some time, the goal would be, and I know doesn't help you at the moment, but it will give you some money right now. And in the future, you have, potential payday. And maybe we could even do something like this. We could say like, hey, 15, or we can say like, and if we can sell it for more, we'll give you a bonus. Right. So, in the future, you're looking at, making, without having to do any work, 15, 20, whatever it comes in at, but you're not having to put any money in right now. It's just, you're getting some because you have an asset.
No, I'm going to have to say no to it. Nope.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, that's the offer. I understand. I tried my best, Anita, and I hope you don't think I'm a pushy guy. Just want to.
No, it's, I mean, everyone's been saying, I mean, everybody
Mhm.
has been saying, you know, if you could have done this a month ago, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, I appreciate your efforts and stuff and,
Yeah.
and everything.
The market's
I-
really shifted and it's affected a lot of us. Like I have 2 flips right now that aren't selling, you know, and it's frustrating. So I think that's exactly what's happening is there's a lot of buyers right now that are looking at this deal and they're saying, you know what, it could, you know, I could lose money potentially if I buy it at, you know, what we had originally discussed. That's why no one's offering that. So
Yeah.
that's why this offer's coming in the way it is.
Yeah,
Let-
just go ahead and email me a cancellation of the
Yeah.
contract.
yeah, I can do that for
and
sure.
I'll just be done with it, and then I don't have to complete this borrower's agreement because it wasn't letting me do it anyway.
Yeah,
I
you
had-
don't have to do anything. So just so I understand, you're just gonna let it go to pre-foreclosure. That's the goal. That's the plan.
Well, we'll just see if and when his loan agency sends it's going to foreclosure sell, and you have whatever to, you know, you have whatever. So
Gotcha.
that's
Well, I'll definitely send you that cancellation. You know, I'm here. I have your best interest in mind. I mean, I'm trying to help you get this done.
yeah.
I will go back to the buyer that I was working with and I'll say, hey, you know what? She didn't want you to take over the payments and she didn't want 3. If he asks, okay, well, what is the least amount she would need down for me to take over and take away this problem and get it closed? Is there a number where it's like, okay, look, if I got this, you know, knowing that 3 is where it makes sense for us, is there a number close to that where you'd say, okay, look, if I could get
No,
this,
No, because it doesn't. Even at the 220, I mean, it's, and I know I'm trying to get all his bills paid off and whatever.
and it's just not going to happen, unfortunately, with the house.
No, it's not going to happen anyway. But at least I would be able to try to do what I can to do whatever. I mean, he's going to have. Misty was talking to me when I was talked to her before I texted you, and I was actually in the middle of a text when you called to text to you. But because then she mentioned also that when it does do a foreclosure sale and it doesn't sell for everything that it needs to sell for, then Philip still will owe that money to the bank. So it's like if it doesn't sell for the 181 that we need everything to sell for, then he still will have. They will basically, if he ever gets a job, they'll garnish his paycheck.
Right, and in the situation where I told you
So-
we take over the payments and give you 3, that wouldn't be a scenario. That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I know, but 3 doesn't cover anything now, and
With-
15 isn't going to cover anything in 3 to 5 years, because more than likely in 3 to 5 years, it's I can't even tell the future. So
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
I did my best, Anita. I gave it my
Yeah.
best shot.
yeah,
I
no
wish-
problem.
I
I
w-
appreciate it.
I wish I was a bank, though. I mean, I wish people just gave me houses. I don't want you to give them the house. I mean, that's
Yeah, I know. I don't want to have to give the bank the house either, but it is what it is. So
All right. Well, I'll send you that,
Okay.
and just like I said, I'll just throw that on the table, and I'll leave that offer out there. If you want it, come. You can have it, and we can get it done.
all right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, dude. All right, that took way longer than it should have. But I'm honestly going through this painful process with you guys so you guys can see how to navigate this. Christian, are you still with me, brother? Dude,
Yeah, I'm
I
still
keep
here.
calling you Christian, dude. I'm so sorry. It's
Yeah,
Christopher.
it's Chris. I figured it.
You know
But,
why I say
um,
Christian is because there's someone else in the group that's texting me that's in the club too that's Christian. So I keep on reading that and I'm like, oh shoot. All right. Yeah, Christopher, dude. So Yeah, man. I mean, I have no idea why her in her right mind would not avoid pre-foreclosure. I mean, I feel like I'm a great salesman, but I think we're just dealing with someone that's just not logical.
Right. And you were digging, but I think you had to dig a little bit more. There's something that she wasn't telling you, and I think that question could have been, how much in total bills that he needs to be paid like immediately.
Dude, I know that answer. That's why I'm not talking about it. Dude, the dude's like 50K in debt on top of
Oh,
his
okay.
house.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
if
that's
if,
not
if,
much.
if it was like
Alright.
that's why when she's like, yo, 3K ain't doing nothing. Like
Right.
she ain't even tripping about 3K because she knows it doesn't even put a dent into what he owes. So
That's
oh
okay.
gosh, dude. All right, brother. Well, if you got time, it's time for the onboarding call to the club. I don't know if you need to take a break or something, but that was
I put aside 2 hours.
okay.
And
So let's do this. I'm gonna take a little bit of break. We're gonna end this live because I've been, I've been doing this live, and then hop on that link and let's get you on board. And then dude, this is what the training you signed up for. I mean, I'm gonna show you exactly how to deal with people, and there's gonna be great opportunities where you're gonna make 100K. There's gonna be opportunities where you're gonna make 1K, but it's fun and you're just working with people. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, for sure.
All right, hop on that other link that's in the calendar when you join the club, and then I'll onboard you to the program.
All right.
All right, I'll see you in a little bit, brother. Bye.
Bye.
Oh man. Okay. So hey, anybody that's live that's still watching, what that was is I do a daily training. I do coaching daily for people in the mentorship. And you guys, I stream it live for now so you can watch it. But if you're watching me, you're not seeing me show my screen, and I'm actually talking directly with them. That was what that was about. And again, I'm doing this just because, I think it'll provide value, and you guys can join the club. That's $99 a month. And I do a weekly call. You can join the mentorship. There's daily training. You get access to me. But I mean, you guys are already talking to me. So, I mean, if you want more access, more help, that's what I deal with, guys. I'm not, I think I'm good, but, I don't know anybody that's on here or any sales guy in the world that could have convinced her to take 3K. She just wasn't doing it. But do you think I'm done? You think I'm giving up? No, I'm going to follow up. I'm going to hit her up till the day this thing is about to go to pre-foreclosure. I might even go to the bank and try to save this thing because now I have a good scoop on it. Where can I sign up? This is fire. Well, if you think this is fire, I do this every freaking day. We're getting deals. I'm helping you get deals. I'll call your sellers. I'll help you. I mean, this is what I dedicated my time is to help you guys succeed. It really depends what you want to sign up for. So there's the mentorship that is, daily trainings, you get help, mentorship, my number, I help you out. And if you want to do the club is $99 a month, and it's just one call a week. You get leads, you get help. But it just depends which one you want more time with. So what I'll do for you is I'll put the link where you can look at both of them. And you can decide what you want to sign up for if you're interested. So check this out. If you check this out right here, I'm going to share my screen with you. So I'm going to drop this link. It's also my Facebook group. It's my link tree. So my link tree goes to all the links that I have that where you can book a call with me if you want to chat. Website, you can leave me a review if you think my stuff is tight. Free weekly calls that you're basically watching the weekly call. My swag store, blah blah blah. But anyway, this is the services that I provide. So you got the free mind map. Everyone go get the free mind map. It's free. It teaches you everything you need to know about wholesaling. Just go grab it. It's got contracts, everything you need. If you want to start working with me, the club, it's $199 a month, but right now it's discounted at $99 a month because I'm giving people a deal. All you have to do is go here. And this is one call a week with me personally. Sign up, you pay, bam, one call a week, blah, blah, blah. You can read that. If you want to join the mentorship, I want you to apply. I wanted to chat with you before you join just to make sure. There's different tiers on how much the mentorship is, depending on what help you need. But this is it. So I'm going to put this link tree where you go here, pick either join the club, super easy, just click, you pay and you're in, or apply for the mentorship and then set up a call and let's chat one-on-one. What was the $50? What was the $50? I'm not sure what was there's a calculator that I sell for $50 that it helps you analyze deals. That was $50, but these two This is 99. Again, like I told you guys. And this is apply for it because I want to chat with you before you join. It's a larger investment on your end and on my end. So I want to make sure whoever I work with, I like and you like me. But this one is super. I just started this, guys. So there's like 11 people in the club. It's not like crazy. So even if you join this, it's like, you know, it's a good value. That's what Christopher that was in there. He was a part of that. So, and this is a video explaining what it is. Anyway, just go to this landing page. Let's see. I think, did everyone get the link tree? Let's see where I can sign up for this. This is fire, blah, blah, blah. So let me go here to the Facebook Live and see if I can give you guys this. And if you like that, man, that's all we do. We call sellers and we make offers. We make low offers, baby. That's all we do. Low offers. Let's go. The lowest of the low. Because that's what's happening, man. You gotta educate the people, let them know. You gotta let them know that their house ain't that tight. You don't have to say, hey man, your house ain't tight. It's trash. Okay, this was me. Save browser. So again, you can go to the link tree. You can also go to my website. If you just go to investorthrive.com. It's also here. You just go to Painless Wholesaling Club or the mentorship, either one. Those are the two services I really provide. And then the mind map is free. You can get that. It's just a different layout to get the stuff. So let me go here real quick to the Painless Wholesaling group. Drop this link for you guys. Where do I sign up for this? Tamika, that's who said she thought this was fire. The people, let them know. You got to let them know. Oh, shoot. That their house ain't that tight. I don't like hearing myself. You have to say, hey, man, your house ain't. Okay, cool. All right. Well, everybody, I got to onboard some people. If you want to join the program, you get onboarding so you know exactly how to use it. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you every day. Let's make some money. Let's help people. Let's help sellers. Let's help each other out. Later. All right. Looks like someone said, can you share me your link to my inbox? Do you have buyers in Texas? Yeah, I got buyers everywhere. I can share you my link to your inbox, but you need to DM me on Facebook and then I'll send it to you. DM me. If just hit me up any way you can, hit me up. I'll talk to you. Peace.